time for another gear review, and this time we're looking at the Boscabel Weapon System's Bel-Loc Bipod. Had this bipod for a couple of years now, and I've got to say it's absolutely fantastic whether you're at the range or you're doing a little bit of hunting. So when you get the Premier Edition, you get it in this very, very nice soft touch carry case. We just open it up. You'll see that the bipod isn't in there just at the moment. That's because I've just got it off at the side. You get an instruction manual. You'll get a little card for warranty support. And inside, the bipod itself sits in here. I'll bring the bipod onto the screen in a moment. But you also get in here additional sets of feet. And again, we'll talk about those in a moment as part of the review. And a set of different springs, which we'll also talk about. So let's just move that out of the way and bring the star of the show into view. This is the Bel-Loc Bipod. It's an absolutely innovative piece of kit, this. Why is it innovative? Well, let's start off with the legs. It's got, on the feet here, quick snap-on, snap-off feet, spring-loaded legs. So with just a twist of the bipod leg, you can release one leg, unlock the other one, push in, release forward, and you unlock the other leg. Now this is a great system. Why is it innovative? Because the springs that sit inside these legs, supporting these titanium shafts here, ensure that you can level the scope on uneven ground to whatever height you want, and each leg you can level independently. And then once you've got the leg to the desired height, you can just twist and lock it into place for a very, very stable shot. Such a quick system, and by putting the correct spring for the weight of your rifle into the bipod, you can ensure that it just self-levels, just finds that perfect height, and sometimes for a quick shot you don't even have to tighten off the legs. As long as you've got the correct spring in place for your setup, you'll find that it just balances nicely. Okay, if we just move over to the side of the bipod, you can see these little pull-down sleeves here. So just pull them down and you can set the first position of the leg. Pull down again and you can set the second position of the leg. So you've got a 45-degree angle and a 90-degree angle setting. You can see that this particular one is a quick detach mount. And it's a Picatinny mount on this one, but you can also get an Arca mount. Very easy to adjust and slip onto the Picatinny rail on the fore end of your rifle. And it actually does come with a Picatinny section that will attach onto a swivel stud on your rifle, and then you can benefit from the Picatinny adapter directly. If we just move over onto the front of the bipod just here, you can see a lever. That's actually just to set the cant on the rifle. On the bipod. You can see here that the bipod will actually cant left and right, and like I say, you can set that off down the side here. Also on the back here, you can see another tensioner on the back. So if we just loosen that off a little bit, this works by ensuring that when you're settling the rifle, you can actually change the spread of the legs. So if you've got the bipod set on the ground and you need to lower it, then what you can do is, without having to move the feet, the position of the feet on the floor, the legs will actually decrease or increase in length and will cam here, so that you always able to keep the feet in the same position as the legs get longer or shorter, and then just a quick twist to lock it off. Now, what I would say about this is the one part of the bipod that if they could design it slightly different, I'd like to see this bit just designed slightly different. And that's because I just find that these can sometimes occasionally catch on your clothing if you're carrying the rifle over your shoulder on a sling. So the one thing I'd change about the bipod. Other than that, I think it's a fantastic piece of kit and extremely well made, robust piece of gear using only quality materials. So if I just put the bipod down for the time being, and let's just have a look at the springs. So like I say, dependent upon which rifle you've got the bipod set up on, you've got different sets of springs that you can replace in the legs just to make sure that you're getting the right resistance on the legs for the weight of your rifle, and that then allows you to almost free float the rifle on the bipod so that it finds its correct level. We also then have different feet options. So on here you can see I've got titanium spikes, which are my favourite. You can use these in many different circumstances, whether out hunting or doing precision rifle shooting. They're very grippy. They'll dig in and cling onto anything. And if you're not on the actual spike here, you can use the talon bits at the side here to grip onto dry stone walls or wood, whatever surface it is that you're shooting off. But yeah, they're really spiky. You've got to be a bit careful with them, to be honest. They're very sharp. What these also do is ensure that if you're shooting on wet ground, you've got a larger surface area, so they'll actually make sure that they don't sink right into the ground. And that's the same with these three clawed feet, these talon feet here. Nice wide surface area so that you can shoot off soft ground, and they're also very spiky and clingy. If these look very clean, it's because I've never used these ones before. I've actually got another set of feet that I've used on the bipod, so that's why these look like they're in pristine condition. And you can just see here the round sleeve, round socket here, so that when you're snapping off one of the feet, you can easily snap on the other feet. So those are the three claw talons. You've also then got a very standard set of rubber feet, just so that if you want to be shooting somewhere where you don't want to mark something like a shooting bench at a local range or something. And then lastly, and again, another innovative development for bipod feet are these very broad rubber pads, and there's actually magnets in here. So if you're one of the guys that likes to shoot off the top of the bonnet of your car or off the top of your truck, these are great because you can set the bipod down on your car, and the bipod will stay in place. They won't move because they're magnetic, but because they're rubber, you also won't then scratch the paintwork on your truck. Really innovative development there on the design of the bipod, I feel. So yeah, that is the Bel-Loc Bipod. Boscabel Weapon Systems are an Australian company, and one of the founders of the company, guy called Corey, really good guy. He actually was a hunter himself, kangaroo hunter at one time, and it was his search for the perfect bipod that led him to form the company and design the Bel-Loc, which has been through a number of different versions until we see the version that's here today, with all the various features that it brings. So if you're in the market for a new bipod and you want something more designed for hunting, something that's got features that other bipods in the marketplace definitely don't have, but also some very popular features that other bipod manufacturers will have, then I'd strongly recommend the Bel-Loc from Boscabel Weapon Systems. If you're in the UK, head along to www.jackalfirearms.co.uk where you can find the bipod, and also for the rest of the world you could also go to www.boscabel.com. I hope you enjoyed that review.